So let's talk about some of this complexity around better understanding the intersections with disability, right? How can supporting disability translate into support for racial and gender inequalities and all the other areas where there's a lot of focus on both diversity and inclusion?
Yep, no, that's a great question. And I talk to a lot of employee resource group leaders, a lot of disability leaders, and especially on the corporate side, we feel like we're just really starting to get that great foothold in diversity and inclusion conversations. And rightly so, we have had corporations and our focus as diversity experts turn to racial justice and racial equity. And some frustration would come out of my community saying like, oh man, we definitely want to focus on how to help with racial justice, but we don't want to lose the momentum that we have. And I always tell them, you have the biggest opportunity right now to make a stand and a statement with this community by supporting African Americans or Black Americans with disabilities, because we know that they are more impacted than people without disabilities, right? And it's not just in employment. People with mental illness are the most likely to be killed or injured by a police officer. And we know the majority of those with mental illness are male and Black. So how can we focus on mental health treatment, mental health disparities to support this community? And we're lifting up people in our community that need the support more than ever. And so when we think about it from an employment perspective, with any diversity group that you have, so if we stick with my example from earlier, so Black women with physical disabilities have the largest pay gap and the largest unemployment rate in the country. And any diversity group or any person with a disability is likely to make about 37 cents less on the dollar than their able-bodied peer. So a white woman with a disability will make about 37 cents less than her white able-bodied peer, and down the funnel. And that's where we see, and I see our opportunity to be supporting our Black ERGs, Hispanic ERGs, Latino ERGs, employee resource groups, and hiring initiatives by educating and providing talent that fits into those categories, but also has a disability. And that way we're lifting up both communities at the same time, and we're hitting the ones that have the biggest opportunity to be lifted up.
Yeah, no, that is really, really insightful.